The other day, my wife and I, we were in the car, and she said something that was really profound, and it really caused me to think a lot about this. And she mentioned that she was saying, there's a difference between someone having a dream or following a dream versus someone following a vision. And that made me think for a moment there, because my mind at that moment, it just exploded in thinking about what that the implications of that and what that really means. And so, just to put it plainly, someone has a dream. Like, okay, let's just say the other day you had a dream, you were asleep, and all of a sudden this dream comes to your mind, and you're floating and you're going to Mexico, eating at a taco stand somewhere. Okay, I know it's a little stereotypical, but not really, because people do that all the time. And shoot, I was doing it. Anyway. But yeah, you just had a dream, or maybe you had a dream where all of a sudden someone was chasing you or something, and you were running as fast as you could, or at least you thought you were, but all the energy you was putting in and how fast you were running, it was like you weren't going anywhere. And then finally you just fell into a deep hole or whatever. My point is that dreams, a lot of times you don't have any control over it. You can literally be just sitting in your bed, sleep, or sitting in your favorite chair, sleep, and all of a sudden these things come into your mind, these dreams, they come into your mind, and they come and they go. Now, what dreams, for the most part, what they are is basically your mind, your brain trying to process things that it wasn't able to process during the daytime, during your waking hours, I should say. And so when you sleep, it gives your brain time to process and try to figure out some of these feelings or emotions, or maybe problems that you're trying to solve. And it puts them in the format of pictures and sounds and things like that within your dreams. So that's, in a nutshell, that's kind of what dreams are. You also get some clarity and some insights on certain things you are trying to figure out. That's why dreams are so important. But at the end of the day, you really don't have any control over it. Dreams aren't really intentional. I don't go to sleep and say, okay, I'm a dream tonight. You know what I'm saying? No, they just happen, and then whatever is whatever is. There's many of us that have dreams, and we're still trying to figure out what it actually meant. You know what I'm saying? That's a dream. Now let's talk about visions. Vision is something that is very intentional. In other words, when someone writes down their vision for a community, what they are doing, they're sitting down and they're literally taking pencil to paper, and they're writing down, okay, this is what I see. Let's start with the households. Let's start with the houses. Let's start with food supply. Let's start with jobs. Let's look at this. They're very intentional. So in other words, you walk in and you have the ideas in your head. This is what I see. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to be very intentional and go through every step. And then you walk out, and then it's something that you continue to build on, add on, you pull from other people, and get other ideas, and you're writing the vision down. The vision is basically a very intentional outlook on something that you would like to see manifested. That's basically what a vision is. A dream, on the other hand, going back to what I said earlier, is something that you really don't have any control over. Okay, so those are the two. If you want to get a rough kind of definition of both, I just gave it to you. Now let's look at what we call the black community. Going back to Martin Luther King, what did Martin Luther King said? He said, "I have a vision." No, he didn't say that. He said, "I have a dream." And then he went through, that little black boys and girls and this and that or whatever, right? So he was saying that he had a dream. Going back to our definitions again, a dream is different than a vision. He didn't say he had a vision. See, if Martin Luther King had a vision, then there would have been some very specific things that would have came out of that. So when you look at, for example, the Civil Rights Bill, that addressed some things for black people, it wasn't specifically for black Americans. The Civil Rights Bill, the Civil Rights Act also opened the door for feminism. It opened the door for legal immigration. It opened the door for LGBT. It opened the door for all of these things. So even the bill that we thought was a manifestation of something we wanted, it really wasn't at the end of the day. So again, it was a dream. It was based off of a dream. This was a dream. It was something that you don't control. So likewise, the Civil Rights Bill was ultimately something, guess what? Hello, we didn't control it because it opened the door for all these other things, oftentimes that contradict our, as black Americans, the things that we're wanting and the things that we want to see accomplished, the things that we need to get funded, the things that we need to get fixed. And so that's what happens when you birth a movement off of a dream, but not a vision. Do you understand what I'm saying? So with a vision, you write things down. Now, agree, disagree, it doesn't matter. But the one thing I can say about, regardless if you're with American descendant of slaves, ADOS, or you with the FBA people, we putting differences aside. The one thing that we can say about either group is the fact that they are at least attempting to put down a vision as far as what they want to see. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's how true movements begin. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not going to get into all the intricacies and the conflicts and the contradictions and stuff like that. Let's put all of that to the side and let's focus on the things that we can say, you know what? I see what they're doing and it is a good start. You understand what I'm saying? So that is writing down a vision, is writing down, and you're being very intentional on exactly what you want to see. What's the end result? And it's the end result that you want to ultimately control. In other words, these individuals want to see an end result where they get the maximum benefit. That is called a vision. A dream is, you know what? It would be nice if we had something, you know what I'm saying? And then someone else hears that and says, hey, you know what? I would like to see something as well. And so they build something. But in your mind, you were thinking, I wanted something that was specific for me or for my people. And the person that chimed in and said, okay, I'm gonna help. They didn't see that because why? You didn't give them a vision. You gave them a dream. And they took your dream and ran with it and made it into their vision. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what has happened. And so I just thought that was just so profound, like what she was saying. I never thought of it that way. And like I said, my mind immediately went to MLK and the I have a dream, and think about all of these things that have been built off of this whole notion of Martin Luther King's dream, and Martin Luther King's dream and Martin Luther King's dream and all of that, right? But nobody ever talks about the vision. Why? Because there never was a real plan in the first place. Nothing really specific other than we wanted the right to vote. Okay. We wanted we wanted Jim Crow to go away for the most part. That did happen, right? And dreams, that because they don't shoot for anything specific, oftentimes you'll notice that they shoot very low. And you're satisfied with the low. You know what I mean? A vision is very targeted and pinpointed, and you have the ability and the control to aim as high as you want to aim. A dream is very fluid, is very kind of like whatever. I'm just going with the flow. But what is needed in this time, in this hour, are not dreams. We don't need dreams anymore. We need vision. We need people that have vision. And if you don't agree with those visions, then this is, what mature adults do is they get together and hammer out those details. And until you can come up with an agreeable vision that is going to benefit whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. That is called vision. No more dream boards. We need visions. We need vision boards. So I just wanted to talk about that. I thought I wanted to bring that up. I thought that was really, really something to think about, and it explains as to why what we call the black community is exactly where it is, because dreams can also turn into bad dreams. They can turn into nightmares, and economically and in many other areas, we have, as black people, have been experiencing somewhat of a nightmare in this country. Now there's positives, of course, we get that, but we could be so much further than we are right now. But it's because it was started by dreamers and not people who were true visionaries. Just wanted to share that with you, drop that with you. Share your thoughts below in the comment section. And again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.